Hey y'all, I just kind of want to show you some really cool things that are going on around here, and some of them are pretty random. I mean, they're all homestead related. We've made just a little bit of progress right here. This is where that first stall was. We took down this front line. If you missed the video talking about how and why we're changing our whole setup, I'll link it up here and down in the description. But we're making progress. The projects have started. One thing we have is that Mordecai is starting to come into rut. So he's getting a little stinky. He's getting a little extra flirty. Poor Becker here has to put up with that. But that's a good sign. That means we'll be able to breed him fairly soon. We still have to wait for the does to come in to season for the first time, to go into heat. And then we'll be breeding. And we'll have more babies next spring. Alice and Kate both had litters in the past 2 days. Their litters are inside. We shelved them. Kate gets a fan because when she was giving birth, we came outside and she was just kind of looking like she was overheating. She had 12 babies. 10 of them lived. I think that it had to do with her getting stressed out and being too warm. So she has this fan and she's been doing way better. Alice had 10 also, and she's got 8 right now. We've had some issues for some reason with babies getting out of her nest box. We put these little baby scraper things, here, let me show you. We build our own nest boxes, so when the babies are in there and mom jumps out, it scrapes the babies off of her so that they don't fall out of the nest. But for whatever reason, she's had a couple that have gotten out. We've managed to save a couple, but we did end up losing 2. So I'm not really sure why that's happening. Maybe we'll add on another one, make it even taller. We'll just have to kind of play around with that one. Margot was the first rabbit that we've actually shelved an entire litter, like the whole time. And her babies are now old enough that I turn the nest box on the side and they can come and go as they please, and they stay a lot cooler this way. But they're so stinking cute. Look at that one. Oh, here's one hiding over here. Hi, baby. Next cool thing that we have going on, I think we have 2 broody hens. At least 1 broody. We'll see if the other one is still there. Oh, no. Hi. This hen here is sitting on a clutch of eggs. I actually am not sure how many she has under her. I'll have to check. She's been on there for 3 days now. At first I wasn't really sure if she was broody or not, but she absolutely is. It's been 3 days and she has not moved. I did try to find some fertile eggs to put under her, but I couldn't find anything that I wanted locally. So she's just got some barnyard mix eggs under her. Some Americanas, some Moran, some Orpington, just kind of everything is under there. And then our rooster is a blue-laced red Wyandotte or Wyandotte, depending on how you pronounce it. Okay, I'll leave you alone now. I was just telling everybody that you're gonna have babies, but okay, all right, I'll go. This is one of the other cool things. You can tell where the chicken tractor has been. This has been about 4-ish days ago that they were here, and they were right there about 2 weeks ago. I have to be honest, when I saw like Justin Rhodes and all of these other big YouTubers putting their chickens in tractors and moving them around and talking about how great it is for their, their foliage, for the grass to come back, I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, maybe in a couple months it'll look better. And it's only been like 2 weeks and it already looks so nice. It's just kind of blows my mind a little bit. The grass where the chickens were is like crazy lush now. Hi fellas. Jerry and I actually did a test run this weekend and we processed 6 of these Cornish Cross. We used our plucker. It was the first time I've ever actually used a plucker. We've used a like homemade version before. We've also used paraffin wax and done it by hand. Plucker is absolutely worth every penny you're gonna spend on it. We would have went ahead and processed everybody else, except that one of our freezers stopped working. So these guys are gonna grow out for at least another week until we can replace that freezer for them to go in. So the last cool thing that I'm gonna show you is out here with the goats. There's like two things. Whatever, let's go. This is the paddock that the goats were in. They were in here for about 2.5 weeks-ish. I mean, there's some really tall spots, but most of it is only about 3 inches maybe. In rotational grazing, from what I've read, because I haven't done this enough by myself yet, you really don't want them to eat like more than 6 inches. You want it to be that tall when they leave. Because parasites, that's where they like to be, is like close to the ground. Anyways, so they were really in this area for too long. But we have the next pasture over there all set up, and so they are actually over there. But something cool in this pasture that I want to show you is from our meat chickens, where they were a couple weeks ago. When we first brought our meat tractor out with all of the chickens in it, this was the area they did first. And well, about 2 days in, I fed them a bunch of winter squash and it has now germinated and started growing. So I'm just gonna let it go, especially now that the goats aren't out here. So once these plants get nice and big, there's a potential that we could harvest and eat some of the food from it, or just let the foliage get nice and big and let the goats eat it. So either way, it's gonna feed somebody somehow. And it just makes me really happy. It's kind of a nerdy homestead thing, I guess. This is the new pasture, there's our AC, that the goats are in. That grass is really tall. It's about 12 or so inches or higher in some spots. Let me give you a comparison. So here's what it looks like me standing in the grass here. And here's what it looks like standing in the second pasture. So now that the girls are over here browsing, this area gets to take a break and regrow. Once the girls are done with this pasture, and while this one is still resting, we're going to put them on the other side. So pretty close to where that chicken tractor is. I haven't finished the wire over there yet, but that's my next project to get done within the next 2 weeks. Ideally, and once the system is all up and running, I won't be keeping them in pasture for more than 6 days at a time. But for right now, it's just kind of rough start until we can get everything up and running the way it should be. So those are the cool things that we have going on. I know they're kind of like subjective, because to me they're cool because I'm all about, like, you know, homesteading and nerdy natural stuff. So maybe this isn't like cool for you, but it's very cool for me. If you enjoyed hanging out in our little corner of YouTube today, please consider liking, sharing, or commenting down below. This just tells the YouTube algorithm that you enjoyed this video and that it should show it to other people. And it's a really non-committal way of supporting us. Now, if you feel like committing to us, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that just means you're going to get a little pop-up every time we put out a new video. If you'd like to get to know us on a little bit more personal of a level, a great way to do that is to check us out on Instagram. I post there on a daily basis. If not an actual post, then I'm updating our stories very regularly. It's a great place to see things as they're happening instead of on YouTube, where there's generally a little bit of a delay. So thank you guys for walking around with me. Until we meet again, bye y'all.